Durham in northeast England is one of the largest counties in the UK. Home to a world-class university, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, sweeping landscapes, iconic buildings and fascinating heritage. However, the county's post-industrial and post-mining past presents challenges across our communities. Durham's productivity has fallen from 90% of the UK average in 2004 to just 74% in 2019. Only 21% of the workforce is degree educated, and a quarter of our residents have their day-to-day activities limited by ill health. And healthy life expectancy for women is 6 years less than the average in England. These challenges were embedded as step changes in the county's UK City of Culture 2025 bid, named after the motto of the Durham Miners Association: "The past we inherit, the future we build." With the Place Labs cultural placemaking project a key mechanism for building that future.
Today, obviously, the pits have gone, and so we look at what the infrastructure, what the sort of sense of community is today. And so with Place Labs, the focus has been around the towns and the main sort of population centres that actually service those pit villages that no longer have access to the community infrastructure that they once had. You know, every village had a cinema, even, and a newspaper. Now they maybe don't have post offices and banks. So in cultural terms, what we're trying to do with Place Labs is recreate the connective tissue that the Miners Association historically developed with those people through self-organisation and through their own labour.
So how can a council harness the transformative power of culture in a way that returns power and agency back to local people to shape their place and influence decision making? After narrowly missing out on being named UK City of Culture 2025, having made the final shortlist and being the only county to ever do so, the partners behind the bid committed to delivering one of its foundational projects, Place Labs.
One of the great things about pulling the bid together was talking with two communities across the county. The great thing about the process of thinking about how culture and creativity can start to address some of the challenges people have in those places was there was a real momentum, a real kind of keenness for people to think about, to think a bit differently about culture, because yes, you know, it's about programs of arts and festivals, but it's also thinking about how might you use some of those creative techniques. There's a real empowering ability for something like Place Labs, to be able to provide a kind of agency across different places, to design your own place, actually design your place how you want it to be, to bring in all those public services which are already part of your life, like health, like housing, like transport, but to look at it really holistically.
The hubs may be established in unused high street retail spaces or sit within existing organisations, such as community centres, libraries or museums. There will be 13 Place Labs and a central research and evaluation hub, with the resources required to get them started already in place. Starting with Peterlee and aiming to have 2 more place pilots at the research hub by summer 2023, this new initiative will provide a space for communities to come together, share ideas and co-produce cultural actions.
There's no expectations, there's no pressure, and I think through culture and creativity, it makes it even more inclusive and fun. You know, the fact that you can kind of get together with people who you know, or even people who you don't know, and the outcomes could be a new library or, you know, a new business on a high street, but it could also be a festival or a lantern parade or public art. So it's not starting with the outcome, it's starting with the conversation with the local community.
Working with artists, architects, designers and cultural activators, a county-wide interconnected network of hubs will be created, harnessing community-powered creative practice to link people, projects and good ideas to determine and realise a shared vision for a place.
People will feel, we hope, it's the ambition of these projects, more of a sense of belonging in the region as a whole and a sense of pride in this region. That's really the importance here. It's about empowering, it's about creating a sense of pride, it's about creating a sense of collective ownership. And in a sense, what the Place Labs do will depend on the energies of the individuals that are involved in each of the individual Place Labs and each of the individual settlements. And I think our hope is that they will be reflective of what's important to people in different parts of the county, at the same time then create a real vision for what this county actually is.
The outcome? True democratic cultural placemaking, where arts, culture and heritage shape the places where we live. An important concept in the context of the UK government's levelling up. Locally led and engaging, this place-led approach will deliver direct and indirect benefits, support education, pride in place, health and well-being. Place Labs, the past we inherit, the future we build.